The lobby reeked of polish and ambition. Marble floors, gold accents, men in tailored suits who smiled too widely. And there she was, my ex-wife, behind the glass counter of Alstrom and Wolf Capital, her smile honed like a blade. It had been years since I last saw her, years since she'd walked out with her luggage and half my peace of mind. Now she wore confidence like perfume. "Next," she said, not realizing it was me. I stepped forward, placing my request slip on the counter. Her eyes flicked to the number, 170. A pause. Then the corner of her lip curved upward, mocking, slow. "Oh," she said, loud enough for the surrounding brokers to hear. "We don't serve poor beggars here." A few heads turned. Quiet laughter rippled. I looked at her, the same way I might look at a dying candle. Unbothered, almost bored. Then I said, softly, "You should check the name on the account first." She didn't. Her arrogance filled the silence. And I, with every passing second, remembered exactly who she used to be, how easily she confused cruelty with power. So I smiled back, small, controlled, and waited for the storm I had already set in motion. Years ago, before her suits and champagne, she was the woman who wanted more. Not more love, not more truth, just more. When we were married, she used to say I was too quiet for greatness, that I lacked the killer instinct. She wanted the climb, the circles of money and applause. I let her chase it, until she began chasing it through other people's beds. It was subtle at first, the long meetings, the hushed calls, the scent of unfamiliar cologne on her clothes. I never confronted her, I never screamed, I only observed. I watched her transform, from the woman I once held into the creature who could mock a man for holding out $170. What she never knew, what she still didn't know, was that the money she had built her new life around was mine. Hidden beneath layers of shell corporations, foundations, and coded trusts, each one feeding into Alstrom and Wolf Capital. She had married into a quiet empire she thought had died when she left me. I had let her believe that for years. When she left, she took with her the illusion of control. I took everything else. I rebuilt silently, under different names, different signatures. Every time she ascended, a part of her salary came from the very capital she once mocked me for not having. Her firm managed my holdings, the Marin Group portfolio, worth $8.5 billion as of last quarter. She didn't know the name's origin. Marin was her maiden name. Irony has always been a patient friend. Over the years, I watched her climb, watched her smile for magazine covers, watched her quote success like scripture. Then last month, her name appeared beside a press release. Alstrom and Wolf Capital to launch new high-net fund, spearheaded by lead banker Evelyn Marin. My Evelyn. My ghost in designer heels. That was when I decided it was time. I scheduled a meeting under an alias, quietly through my legal team. A small transaction request, a symbolic one, 170. A test. Would she recognize humility or spit on it again? She spat. And that was enough. As she turned away to dismiss me, I slid my ID card across the counter. The air shifted, barely noticeable, but sharp. Her laughter died when she saw the name embossed in platinum, Elias Crane, Executive Trustee, Marin Group Holdings. Her eyes widened, then darted toward the senior partners in the glass office above. Her fingers trembled. "What? This must be—" "It's accurate," I said. "Now process the withdrawal. Entire portfolio." Her throat tightened. Sir, that's impossible. That's billions." I leaned in slightly, my voice barely above a whisper. 8.5, to be precise. I trust your systems are efficient. Behind her, alarms began to blink across computer screens. Account freezes, transaction flags. The laughter that once filled the lobby turned to whispers. Her colleagues stared. And she, once the queen of her glass tower, stood pale, trembling, and suddenly very, very small. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't smile. I only watched her unravel. Her superior came rushing out, sweat pooling at his temples. "Mr. Crane, please, let's discuss this." "There's nothing to discuss," I said. "Your institution no longer meets my standards." The words echoed. Clean. Surgical. I signed one final document, slid it across the counter, and said to her, quietly, "You were right, Evelyn. I didn't have the killer instinct." A pause. I cultivated it. Her lips quivered, her mascara smudged. The boardroom behind her turned to chaos. Phones ringing, brokers shouting, systems collapsing under the weight of a single decision. It only took a minute. Then the lights flickered. Every account tied to the Marin portfolio, gone. Liquidated. The bank froze. Her kingdom turned to glass shards in seconds. I turned to leave. She reached out, barely a whisper left in her voice. "Eli, please, we can talk." But I had no interest in conversation. There's no language left between truth and betrayal. Outside, the sunlight felt foreign. Too bright, too honest. People moved as they always had. Cars hummed. The city didn't care about the small war that had ended within its walls. Neither did I. I walked down the marble steps, listening to the faint echoes of shouting from inside. Her world collapsing, piece by piece. There was no joy, no triumph, just a quiet alignment, like the universe finally exhaled. I had loved her once, that was true. But love is not eternal, it's just a currency. And when trust devalues, you liquidate the asset. I didn't look back, not once. Because some closures don't come with tears. They come with signatures and silence.